Hey, okay, so I'm going to be painting a porch leaner with you today. So I wanted to kind of show you how to ombre it and also talk about porch leaners and how fun they are. I don't know what is going on with my hair. I try to make it nice. How fun they are for paint parties, okay? So you can see here, this is a welcome one I've done. This one is going to be an ombre blooms. And I'm going to be using some stencils, and I'm also going to be testing out some transfers from one of my favorite companies. So very excited about that. So as you come on, let me know if you have already done porch leaners for a paint party, and did you have success? Maybe what was your biggest takeaway, or what didn't work, what did work? I remember one year I did some porch leaners. And when you're teaching paint parties and you're doing canvas, you don't need as much room. But for porch leaners, you need space. And so I remember realizing after I got all set up that these ladies were not going to have enough space. So a lot of them painted with it up and down like this, which I felt so bad about. So let me face this down. I've done this on the table before, but I was trying to make it where you could see the whole process. So as you come on, please let me know if you have taught a porch leaner party, and then we'll talk a little bit about just what this looks like, how you can have one of these and actually make some money with them. They're really fun to paint. Let me get a little bit of water on my brush. And we're doing a little bit of a test. I hope that's okay with you. I'm going to be testing it out a little bit. I'm going to be kind of winging it. Let me know if that's okay with you. All right, so this weekend, very excited. We have Pixie's prom. She's about to be in her dress. I cannot wait to see her. I'll make sure to post pictures, but it's her senior prom. And then in just a few weeks, my baby graduates. So any of y'all that are empty nesters, please pray for me. Let me know how you're doing. I'm thankful Pixie's not going immediately, so we have a little bit of time. But it is definitely going to be a change. All right, so I'm doing mermaid tail to get all the way to the bottom here. And then because I still have carpet, eventually I'm going to have beautiful wood floors in here, but we just hadn't gotten around to doing that. Oh, happy Saturday. Hello, Tammy. We haven't gotten around to doing that, so I'm just going to put some paper towels right here. Okay, just so I don't we have paint all on the floor, but just so I don't totally paint the whole floor. All right, so another tip when you're doing these porch leaners, again, I like to use a chip brush like this, and then if you need it to kind of have a a wash on it, you can also take a little bit of water and even white, and then just kind of, because I've kind of ombreed it, but you can do something like that. Let's see, Uni says, just did 2 porch painters. Oh, good. I miss my girls, but I'm so proud of them, and you'll have more time for adventures. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for saying that. I know I'm a little freaked out about it, but it's going to be okay. I mean, we raise them to want to, have their lives and all of that. So yeah, so it'll be good. Okay, I'm going to hit this with a dryer for a second. Hello. Hi, guys. And I love whenever y'all talk to each other, too. That's awesome. I'm going to hit this with the dryer because what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using some transfers on a porch leaner. So this will be the first time I have tried transfers like this. And then any of y'all that are wanting to get them, you can go to Essential Stencil and then use my coupon code Texas Heidi, and you can get a discount. I feel like I need to pull this up a little bit more. Yeah, because I'm going to put the bloom stencil, and I'm also going to be using an Amazon stencil too. Yes, definitely. Baby wipes are a great idea. If you grab a baby wipe and kind of put it on here, it'll help kind of streak it as well. Let me see if I can show y'all that. I've done that before and it works really good. And another benefit to that is it helps dry faster. Let me see if I have a baby wipe. Oh my gosh, we have not put up that paint party stuff yet. Or my portrait stuff. Yeah. I need to order baby wipes. I can't find any. Yeah, so when you get done, let me show y'all what's going on over here. We have not, so I don't know if y'all saw the portrait I did, but we haven't put up our paint party stuff because we have another paint party coming up next Saturday with Junk Gypsy. And then this is where I was painting on my portrait stuff. And that was the portrait I did. I still haven't finished cleaning it up. So it's a mess, y'all. It's a mess. So I'm just going to point this way. So you can just ignore my art studio mess. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit. Actually, before I do this stencil, no, I want to do this one first. And let me grab a color. And there's a couple of ways you can do this stencil. You can actually get on a stencil stencil. You can get Hey Sharon. You can get, they're like daubers and you can daub it on. Or if you don't have a dauber, you can just use one of these. That's fine, a chip brush. And then this one I got from Amazon. So these are just kind of like mandala stencils from Amazon. So I'm just going to kind of find some placements. Can y'all see? Let me know if you can see everything. And here's the thing I like about doing porch leaners like this is I don't try to make it perfect. It's okay if it seeps through. It's okay if it, has a little mess up. And I do that on purpose for number one, because I'm kind of lazy when it comes to like stenciling. I'm not one of those like exact stencilers. So I'm kind of lazy. So that's number one. And then number two is I don't want my paint party people to think it has to be perfect. Okay. If you have it too perfect, then they're trying to copy it and mimic it. And I've noticed, like, I'll say, well, look at this. Like, I have like a little mess up here or there. And then it's not as of a big deal. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I've got to tell y'all about the CeCe Winans concert. Does anybody know CeCe Winans? Like, have you ever been to her concerts? Have you ever heard her music? Let me know if you have or you haven't. So for those of you that know me, if you are in Paint Party headquarters, just do hashtag PPHQ. I would love to know. Oh yeah, awesome, Uni. I think so too. So yeah, and plus we wanted to it's gonna be outside, so it's okay if it isn't perfect. So anyway, so for those of you that know, a few months ago, I was in Nashville and I went to a church service with my friend Casey Hope, and CeCe Winans, actually her son runs that church. It's called Nashville Life Church, I believe. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. And anyway, she ended up being the guest. Let's pull this off. Ooh, pretty. Did y'all see that? She ended up being the guest preacher, and she also sang a song. Well, I didn't really know much about her at all, and I was just like, man, this is heaven. Like, this is so cool. I'm going to put one more down here. Let's make sure you can see it. Anyway, so I didn't grow up like going to church every Sunday. Like, that wasn't, my situation. So it wasn't until after I got married, then we started getting involved in the church. Well, that church had a huge split. And it was, for anybody who's been through a church split, it's devastating for everybody. And so fast forward, we moved to Florida and all of this stuff. Well, anyway, after I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh. So we've always, there's always been like when I praise God, when I sing, like my hands are always down. Like I'm like praising God, but my hands are down, like I feel the Spirit, but I'm like, I'm not lifting my hands. I want to, but I'm embarrassed, like all of that. Well, when I went to that Nashville Life Church, it was so empowering. Like everybody was lifting their hands and I was like, nobody knows me here. I'm just going to like praise Jesus and see what happens. And oh my gosh, all my life he has been faithful. Oh, I was in tears on Wednesday night. So anyway, so I was just praising. I was like, oh, so I told Casey, my friend, I was like, can we do that again? Like, I've got to have that feeling again. I was so excited. And so, oh, thank you, Karen. That's awesome. And so we went for round 2. We did another service just because I was like, we got to do it. Like we both wanted to be in that praise session so much again. So we went to a second service. Well, then I found out that she was going to be in Texas. And so I booked tickets. They were almost sold out. So we got towards the back and we went, me, Bobby, and Pixie went on Wednesday. And y'all, can I just tell you, like, I just praised God, like for 3 hours while she sang. And I was like, I don't care. I don't care what people say. Like, I just put my hands up and it was the coolest feeling. It literally felt like healing. I don't know if, for those of you that have ever praised like that, it felt like healing. And I was so thankful. And then I remember her saying, she said, God doesn't need our praise, but we need it. And I thought, how powerful is that? Like, God doesn't need me to praise him, but we need it. It's therapeutic. It's healing to us, And so I just left that night, like, just feeling so like surrendered, like God's got me, God's going to take care of me. So anyway, so the reason I share all this is I am now 44, about to be 45. And I have finally just now discovered like praising like that with just my hands up, like nothing like, for those of you that don't do that, you may be thinking I'm a crazy person right now, but I've never praised like that before. And now that I have, I just cannot imagine my life without praising like that. You know what I mean? And it's just been such a cool feeling and such a, I don't know, just such a like surrendering feeling. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me know if it makes sense to you or not, but it was just the coolest thing. And when we left the concert, Pixie was like, does that happen a lot? Like, she was like, she had never been to a concert like that where there was 3 hours of just people loving Jesus and praying. And she's like, oh my gosh. Like, and so we immediately signed up for a Chris Tomlin concert. We're like, we got to start going to more like Christian concerts like this. Cause it was just so, and y'all know I love a good concert. Like we've been to a lot of fun concerts, but there was something so powerful about just surrendering to God. And one thing that I know is kind of like, I mean, it might be kind of weird to some of y'all, but I remember like when I was putting my hands up, it was almost like I had to bow. Like it was almost like I couldn't even look up, like for some of it, it was just so much emotion, and so much like feeling of God's presence. And I just was like, this is the best feeling in the world. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. If you've always been like me in a church and you're like this, like, especially for those of us that, kind of go to a church where hands, haven't been raised and stuff like that, it can feel very like scary. But if you ever get the opportunity to go to a Christian concert, just raise your hands and do that. It's just, amazing. Oh, I love that. Yes. Oh my gosh, Karen. Yeah, I know. It's so powerful. So powerful. Okay, so what I want to do now, and I'm so thankful y'all are allowing me to share stuff like that. I know in today's times, that isn't always the most popular. However, I want people to know up front, like, that we serve a God that still has miracles and still does really awesome things, and it's pretty powerful. So, okay, so I'm going to start trying to use the butterfly transfers. Now, just a forewarning, I have never done this before on a porch leaner, so we're going to try it. Sound good? Let's see. Lita says there's scriptures about lifting up hands, clapping hands, Because if we don't, then the trees will lift its branches. The rocks will cry out all in our place. Go watch Covenant Church of East Texas. Oh, cool. Yes, I will definitely look those up. Thank you so much. Okay, awesome. Oh, good morning. Oh, thank you, Karen. Okay, so I'm going to pull this off. That's step one. These are so fun. Me and Pixie actually took some of these on a cruise, and we had so much fun doing this. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just make it go off the page a little bit, or off the wood a little bit. And then you can take the back of anything. I don't know if this is going to work, y'all. I'm testing it. We are in a test phase. We are definitely in a test phase. Okay, let's see if it's working. Ooh, I think it is. Let me try with a Sharpie. And I think Essential Stencil probably sells like a transfer thingy. But I don't know. I probably have it. I just don't have it close by because I'm sometimes a disaster. Oh, I didn't get that. Hold on. Hold, please. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this section of it. Because sometimes you can kind of peek and see what's working and what's still not transferred. I need to get that thing. So if you order the transfers, which they have a lot of cute ones, if you order the transfers, see if they have like a transfer like push thing. I'm sure they do. Yeah, I need to keep pushing. I think it's because the wood is, oh, thank you. I think it's because the wood is like different grooves too. So it's going to take me just a little bit longer to get it all off of there. I'm going to go up with the wood grain and see if that helps too. Because I think if this works, this could be so, so cute. Because they have so many different ones. Okay, so I had a little mishap right there. Right there's the little one. That's okay. Okay, let's try one more time. I'm going to try one more time. And then for those of you that are wanting to order these, they have tons of them. And what we've been doing, and you can use my coupon code, Texas Heidi, all one word, to get a discount. Plus it helps buy me coffee so I can keep creating. So here's the thing about what we've been doing is we've been putting these on paper bags. So that's been really, really fun, is putting them on paper bags and then using those as door prizes with something fun in them. Okay, so I'm going to do this one like right here. And then I'm going to just go crazy. If you have any tips on what I'm doing, please elaborate. Because this is my first time, and we're going to see if I can knock this one out of the park. Oh, so you can buy the transfers on Essential Stencil. Once you go on there, they have tons of transfers. Or if you're watching the replay, which I know we're live right now, there'll be a link in the description. But the transfers, if you use coupon code Texas Heidi, Heidi, all one word, you'll be able to get a discount, and it does not cost you any extra. Oh, a credit card. That's a good idea. Yeah, I don't have a credit card in my art studio, but I should. I wonder if this ruler will work. There we go. Maybe this ruler will work a little better. Oh, and a putty knife. That's true too. Yeah, anything that has like some oomph on it. Actually, I think this ruler might be doing the trick. But I don't know what it is about these transfers. When me and Pixie were on the cruise in January, I brought a bunch of them to do, and we were both like kind of fighting over them just to get to them because we wanted to have them all. They were so, so fun. But this is kind of like the background, and what I love about this too is you can purchase a whole pack of them. Like this was an Easter set, but it also had butterflies. You can purchase a whole pack and then tell your painters for your porch leaner party, tell them they're going to get 3, and then you cut them all out and have them select 3 when they come in. Spray it with some kind of spray enamel or something you would protect the wood. Oh, that's true. That's a great idea. That is such a great idea. If you have a spot that's missing in the groove, use a larger emboss. Y'all are so smart. Can I just say, I love you. Y'all are so smart. Okay. All right, let's see what I did here. Let's see. Do we think it will work? Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good, y'all. I think it's gonna work. Very excited. This is gonna open up a whole new porch leaner opportunity for our paint parties. Well, right there, it just does not want to stay. Wait for it. Wait for it. No, I bet you are smart. I bet you are. Yes. Yay! Look at that. It's a beaut, Clark. It's a beaut. What do you think? I love it so much. So now, instead of only having like our free-handed and our stencil, like on this one, now we have the opportunity to add transfers as well, which I am so excited about. Oh my gosh. Trying going around the edge. LOL, I'm trying not to cringe when you leave that little piece. Oh, that's funny. Oh, right. This one? Is that what you're talking about? Is that making you cringe? Or right here. I have the flower going around it. It's kind of going around a little bit right there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is the last step. And again, I could go crazy and put a bunch of those on there, but I just wanted to show you just an easy step. So what I love about Essential Stencil are the long welcome signs, the blooms. They have many different versions. I'm going to do blooms today, but what you do is you just basically kind of get it on here, and then you have something that's on your door, whether it says welcome or whatever that looks like. So I'm going to put it about right here. And I think what I'm going to do is do white. Let me see if I have enough white. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try it with white just so it'll kind of pop. And then usually I'll have this, you know, setting flat, especially whenever I'm doing a paint party. I'll have them like this way, you know, so that and for those of you that haven't done a porch leaner paint party, there's definitely some, let me go right here. There's definitely some prep with it, but it's really great money, because this is like a 6-foot board, and depending on where you're at, it can cost, usually I pay around $17 for the board, and then I usually purchase 3 stencils per, so if I have 10 painters, I'll purchase 3 sets of stencils. That way, like, for every 3 people, they can share. If you have, you know, more capital that you can use, I would do, you know, for every 2 people share. But what I do is I just save my stencils, and then even if I'm advertising like the welcome, I'll bring my extra ones so that they can make their choice. So a lot of times, you know, I'll have the home, or I'll have the patriotic ones or whatever, and then people will come in and actually make their choice, so you don't have to have all the same. Okay, let's see. And I highly recommend, if you're doing porch leaners, especially for like the fall, we have some, hold on y'all, my nails. My nails are not helping me right now. We have some porch leaners for the fall, for example, and I always recommend, especially to PPHQ, I always recommend that you, just kind of get that even on there, that you get your fall stuff and Christmas stuff way early, okay? It is very important to get that way early. So if you are a person doing porch leaners, that stuff will sell out. And I know the transfers, especially on their website, has been selling out really fast. So if you want to try transfers, you know, just grab one you think you like, and then try it. And if you like it and you want to do it for a paint party, then you could buy more. But you always want to be be ready to get the stuff you need for your paint party. Okay, so grabbing the white. And again, at a paint party, I would have this flat on a table. I would just have to make sure that for around 3 people where they're sitting, like usually I'd have 3 easels up for a campus party. I would only have one for about 3 people so that the place could go like that. Okay, let's do one more. All right. And if you've never done a porch leaner party, I recommend you trying a porch leaner yourself first. They are so fun to create. Really, really fun to create. Almost done. Okay, now I'll just get the S on there. And I want to say something real quick too. I know we talked about the power of praise earlier. So if you're just joining us, we had the power of praise. I talked about the CC Winans concert that I went to and how I raised my hands and praised Jesus for 3 hours. And it was the coolest thing ever. I also want to remind you the power of your words. The other day, we had a new member meeting inside of Paint Party headquarters. And one of the sweet ladies said, you know, she said 2 things that really stuck out. She said, little old me. And then she said, I'm not really an artist. And I was like, okay, let's back up. So I want to just quickly remind you that you are an artist, whether you're a crafter, whether you are just, you know, doing wreaths, whatever you're doing, you're still an artist. I think God made us to be creative. And then also the power of your words. Like when you think about little old me and things like that, like, no, like you're awesome and you're a big deal. And you need to remember that you have something to offer. And so one of the things that I did early on, and I'm going to add probably more butterflies and stuff later right there, but I wanted to show you what it looks like. Another thing I want to remind you is so be careful how you're talking to yourself. So I remember I kept saying my business, but I wanted my business to grow. So then I consciously, I said a big word, so happy. I consciously made a point to start talking about, instead of using the word business, I would say company, my company this or my company that. And so that way it kind of like put it in my head that, okay, like this is a company, like we're going to do really, really cool stuff. So anyway, I just love you. And I want you to like be really, really careful of your words. Think about how you're talking to yourself. Think about how you're speaking to yourself. Are you speaking life into your business or are you speaking death into your business? And I know that sounds so powerful, but it is so true. If every 5 seconds you're telling yourself that, you know, you're not worthy of this, or you can't do this, or I'm not really an artist. Like, y'all, we can do this. This is beginner. That we're teaching, you know, for paint parties. So remember, like, you want to make sure that you are thinking about the words you're telling yourself and to don't speak death into your life. Don't speak death into your family's life. Like, speak life. Like, always think about that. So I hope this weekend you have tons of fun. I hope this weekend that you get some time to create. Maybe you'll go make your own porch sign. I also hope that you think about your words. You know, it took me years and years to get out of a negative space. Like I was just very, very, very negative. Bobby has said this to me years ago. I remember he would say, if you won the lottery, you would complain about the cash option. And I was like, no, I wouldn't. He's like, you were so negative. And so it took me like him saying that to go, oh my gosh, like, why am I so negative? And I was just kind of like in that pattern, like literally in that pattern. So I want you to really like take time to get out of that pattern. It's worth it. It took me a long time to get to where now my go-to is mostly, I still have times, I'm not gonna, Oh, hold on. I hope you're still here. My sister called. I still have times where sometimes it goes south, but I really try to like get myself back up in a faster motion. So I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. I'm not saying that you're going to just immediately overnight become a positive person. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying though is you need to watch the power of your words and really, if you say something and you're like, oh, I couldn't do that. Well, maybe you can, or I don't want to do that. It's not that I couldn't, maybe I don't want to do that. But you saw me do this just in a few minutes. So I challenge you. Go find you a porch leaner. Go to Home Depot or Lowe's and grab you a big old piece of wood. That's a 6-foot piece of wood. If you want to grab some stencils from Essential Stencil, use my coupon code. I would so appreciate it. It's Texas Heidi, all one word. And then paint. Just put on some great CeCe Winans music and paint. I hope I'm saying her last name right. I don't think I am. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. Yeah, it is so easy, Cynthia, and we have to fight against that. And again, the whole reason I was talking about the power of praise is when Cece was saying when you put yourself in those moments of praise, that that it's all about like you're surrendering to Jesus. Like you're making sure, you know, he's a part of your life and he's a part of your world. And so I think when we put ourselves in the praise, you know, in that moment, we can't really think about, I mean, even, you know, it says praise God even when things are hard, like especially when things are hard. So I want y'all to remember that, like sometimes we don't feel like we can praise. I just feel like that's when we have to praise. Like that's when we have to. So surround yourself, put some great music on, start painting, whatever that looks like for you. And please watch the power of your words. You can speak life or you can speak death. And I want you to speak life. All right, I'll see you next time.